Hola clase. Today we are learning about verbos reflexivos. In English, that is called reflexive verbs. So this is something that we really don't have in English, but in Spanish, these are things that you would do to yourself. A lot of like morning routine type of stuff is reflexive verbs. But basically at the end of the day, you just have to memorize that, hey, this is a reflexive verb. So that's really what it comes down to, is you just got to memorize it. As far as recognizing them, though, it's fairly simple. If you see a verb like vestirse or maquillarse or levantarse, something you'll notice, they all end in se. So that se tells you, hey, this is reflexive. So if you're just trying to make it through Spanish class, you're just seeing something in a dictionary, if you see that se, that's the giveaway. So then as far as how to conjugate the verb, if it is a regular verb like levantarse, it's pretty simple. And of course you do want to work on memorizing what they mean, but today we're just talking about conjugating these verbs. So levantarse, that is to get up, like to get up in the mornings. So let's talk about what we already know. If the verb levantar, if I tell you that's a regular AR verb, we know how this works. Levanto, levantas, levanta, levantamos, levantáis, and levantan. So you guys know that's the infinitive, those are the conjugations, but then we've got to do something with this se. That is called a reflexive pronoun. And the thing about reflexive verbs is you always have a reflexive pronoun and it goes before a conjugation. So for this, it's going to be me, te, se, nos, os, se. And this is just part of the conjugation. If I want to say, I'm waking up at 10 o'clock. Then I'm going to say, me levanto a las 10. So that's really just how it works. Let's talk really quickly while we're dealing with regular verbs where reflexive pronouns go. So reflexive pronoun placement. Let's see, as far as stuff we know how to do, it's going to go before a conjugated verb. So before a conjugation. It can go after an infinitive. And it can go after a present participle. And there is at least one other thing, but we don't know how to do this yet, so I'm not going to bother you with that. But those are the three things that we know how to do. So if I just want to say, I wake up, that's just the simple present. Me levanto. That's it. So levanto, that is your conjugated verb. Now, an infinitive, if you want to say, I'm going to wake up, remember going is the verb ir. So if we want to say, I'm going, I say voy a, and then to wake up, levantar. Now I've got to do something with my reflexive pronoun. So if you look at this phrase, voy a levantar, voy is my conjugated verb. Levantar is an infinitive. So I actually have two possibilities here. I can say me voy a levantar, or I can say voy a levantarme. So either way is fine, but you can't put the me in front of levantar and you can't put it after voy. It's got to go before the conjugated verb or after the infinitive. And then my last example, let me make myself a little bit of room here. My last example is where it goes in relation to a present participle. So present participles, that's like the ing ending in English, remember? So if I want to say, I am waking up, like right now. I am waking up. So present progressive tense. Remember you use estar, and then you've got ando or yendo as your present participle here. So to say I am, you say estoy. And then waking up, we change levantar to levantando. And then right now, ahorita. So estoy levantando, that is our verb phrase. Remember, we've already talked about we can put that reflexive pronoun in front of my conjugated verb. So I can say me estoy levantando. Or I can put it after a present participle. So I can say estoy levantándome. And that is all one word, levantándome. Now, because I've added something to this word, my emphasis changes. So because that is no longer the next to last syllable, I've got to add an accent. So if I add something to the end of ando or yendo, let's say it's me just for the sake of argument, I need an accent over my A or an accent over my E so that it keeps that andome, yendome, so that we're keeping our emphasis where it goes. So that's super weird. So as if that wasn't enough information, one last thing. In your vocabulary list, chapter 11, you have got some stem change verbs. So I'm going to leave the memorizing what they mean up to you. But despertarse is an E to IE verb. Acostarse is an O to UE verb. Let's see, what else? We have, it looks just like one more, vestirse. And that's an E to I verb. So it still works the same way. It's still going to be metese, nos, os, se. Still going to have that in front of all of them. Metese, nos, os, se. I'm going to run out of room here. But for despertarse, we change that E to IE. So instead of desperto, it's despierto. Me despierto. Te despiert. It's an AR verb. Despiertas. Se despierta. Now remember, nosotros and vosotros go back to the original. Despertamos. Os despertáis. And se despiertan. So, still a boot verb, those four conjugations, same thing here. Now this one's E to I, so not viesto, me visto. Te vist, it's an IR verb, vistes. se viste. Now nosotros and vosotros, not in the boot. So back to the E, vestimos, vestis, and say visten. I'm gonna have to make some room here for acostarse. So for acostarse, same thing. We still say me, te, se, nos, os, se. It is still gonna be a boot verb. Now this one's O-D-U-E. So not acosto, but acuesto. Me acuesto. Te acuest. And it's an AR verb. So acuestas, se acuesta. For nosotros, back to the O, nos acostamos, os acostáis. And then for this one, back to the UE, se acuestan. So it still works just like any other stem change verb here. We just have to make sure that we're adding in our reflexive pronouns. So I know this was a really long video. I hope that that helps. I'll be posting another video if I haven't yet, just showing how to do the different activities in Voces. So I will talk to you guys again soon.